Hi, this is about how to get a man to open up. Well, it's hard, and it's hard for two reasons. The first reason is men, no matter how sensitive and wonderful they are generally very out of touch with their feelings. My wonderful husband tells me often that he just recently learned that he has feelings. I mean, literally can't connect to an emotional place, to their feelings. So when we ask, what do you feel about this? They go, they're in their head, they're in their thoughts. Yes, there are exceptions to this, but if you're having difficulty opening up a man, it's likely mostly because of that. Okay, so the next thing is our problem, which is, what do we mean when we say, open him up? We might think that we mean, to talk about his family and how he feels about work and what's going on. And that can be true. He can be very closed-mouthed and close to the vest and not letting us know what's really going on with him. But most of the time, most of us want to know, how do you feel about me? How do you feel about a relationship? How do you feel about doing this or doing that? Or do you want to be here? Where are you with commitment? Those things. And he, of course, shies away from that because that is how he's been trained. And he also doesn't want to make a commitment or a statement that he is not sure he can fulfill. So we want to be on the lookout for that. But also, he just simply doesn't know. He may just say, I don't know. I don't know a lot. So those two things make it hard. So how do we open him up in both those ways so that he tells us what's going on in his life and lets us in, which is really important for a connection and a real partnership, and also for the part about open up about how you feel about me, because I need to hear that. And how do you feel about our relationship? Because I need to know that. So when, I ask you about something, I need to hear back what that answer is, or something that makes me feel like I understand you and we have some kind of connection. So the way to do that is you model that for him. So how do you model opening up for him? Because most of the time when we're concerned about a man opening up, we're not opening up either. We're opening up in some ways that we might consider open, but we're not really opening up. We're just frustrated with him for not opening up. So how do we model this? Well, when we try to talk about our day, if we're just talking about our day, we're usually talking from our head. We're just reporting. We're saying, this happened, that happened. And we note that men are really good at, how do you feel about this? You ask them and they go, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. So we can't do that. We have to go, when this happened, I felt. It felt great. This is my whole feeling messages tool. That's so crucial. It's not just I statements. It is actually opening up your feelings about fun things and good things and easy things to him as you beginning to learn how to be vulnerable in his presence, demonstrating that you trust him by being vulnerable in his presence, even if it's just about the weather, and then later on you can get to more deeper feelings, and modeling for him how to do that and how to begin to trust you, and how this can start to become a more intimate, emotionally relationship. Instead of all out here and everybody wooden, it's more like that, with feelings being expressed. And then the other great way is physical. He can open up by touching you. How is he touching you? Is he not touching you? Well, then he's not opening up, right? So you want to say, it feels really great when you touch my shoulder. Make it easy for him. When you touched my hand, that felt great. He'll keep doing it. That will be an opening up for him. How about tenderness? Is he sexually and in other ways kind of just, slappy or just more like a kid? Or does he know how to touch? Can he touch where you know that he is feeling something when he touches you? He has a sense of either protectiveness for you, or he might have a sense of protectiveness of himself. And that's something you want to get really in tune with. So, just to recap, opening up, first, the difficulties about him not actually knowing what his feelings are, and two, you're wanting to know how he feels about the relationship and him not wanting to talk about that yet. And then how to model for him by not just speaking about your day, but speaking about the feelings of your day, and avoiding, as much as you can, the consistent chatting that we women tend to do when we want to open somebody up. The chatting of random feelings and complaints of anger and upset, or when that happened, and gossip. Those do not help, because those are the kind of openings that he doesn't connect with, that basically push him away. They remind him of other women as opposed to you, who are a taker-inner. You take him in. You approve of him. You want to feel the love with him. That's what he needs to feel in order to trust. It's a long way from mothering or giving instructions or being in our masculine energy. This feminine energy of just being there with him and enjoying the moment, that's something we're not trained to do. So as you learn to do that with all of my tools, he will start to connect with that, and he will start to do the same. He'll start to trust you. He'll start to say, I had a rough day at work. And normally, if you're with a guy who's constantly talking about rough days and complainings, that's a red flag. Men who do that are not necessarily good partners or even opening up to you. They're just in that space in their head. They're overly chatty in that complaining sort of way. Watch that. See if you can model instead the more upbeat elements. Wow, the weather felt great. The run felt amazing. He comes in the door. He's all sweaty. Ooh, you're sweaty. It's sunny. Ooh, awesome. You smell just sexy. Or whatever it is you want to say that's approving of him. And him starting to feel, yeah. And then he starts to speak more upbeat, how he feels about this. That means he enjoys being in your presence. He's not in his own head talking about his life. He's talking about sharing. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Write in the comments. Obviously can't do this in one little video. I look forward to talking with you. To get more relationship advice, check out this video next.